So you're sitting on your yoga blocks and you're getting yourself centered and focused and ready to work. Opening up your chest, getting tall in your spine, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. You can close your eyes here and just breathe. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Getting yourself ready to work. As you take an inhale to prepare, exhale to flex back. Inhale, come forward as you extend the spine, opening the chest. Going back and forth, exhale, scoop back. Inhale, extend, open. One more time, flex back as you pull the waistband back. Inhale as you open the chest forward. Take a side stretch over to the side as you reach out of the spine. And take it the other way, keeping the shoulders out of your ears. And then twist it to one side, using your hand on your thigh to just pull yourself into that twist, getting taller in the spine. To the other side. And go through that series again, stretch over to the opposite side. And then inhale up and over the other way. And then twist, starting in the opposite side. Look over that shoulder, get the neck involved. And then come to center. Roll yourself forward as you walk your hands forward, pulling your sit bones down. Feel that stretch in opposition as you then roll and articulate yourself back up. You're going to take it down to your mat. Place one block in between your knees, the other block in between your ankles, and you'll roll down onto your back. Keeping both blocks here, you're going to use your inner thigh muscles to keep the blocks in place. Find a neutral spine and get yourself centered onto your mat. And take a few seconds here to really connect with the inner thighs and your abdominals. Shoulders down, heavy on the mat, neck long. You're going to start to roll your pelvis up into a bridge position. Feel your connection there as you then articulate your way back down. And you'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to roll up, squeezing the block from the ankle to the inner thigh. And then exhale as you articulate on the way down. Do that 1 more time. Really reach through the arms and fingertips. Keep your neck long. We're going to hold it up here for this third one to really just connect, feeling your pubic bone up to the sky. And then articulate it on down. Pull your chest forward in a chest lift. And then roll down and come back up. You want to feel as if you're pulling your chest forward towards the blocks. Your chin towards your belly button without tucking the pelvis. Let's go through a series. Lift into bridge, articulate it down, and then reach up into chest lift. Do that sequence 2 more times. Roll the hips up into bridge, squeezing those blocks. Roll it down, and then pull that chest forward with your abdominals. 1 more time. Hip lift, roll, and as you pull that chest forward, try not to tuck the pelvis. And roll it back down. Hug your thighs into your chest and come up to a seated position. You're going to take those blocks, turn around. We're going to do some thigh stretching here, so find your blocks, get them on their sides. And then arrange your foot so that you can get your knee right over your front ankle. Come upright, shoulders over hips, and then just side bend towards that bent knee in front of you. And come back up. And then lunge forward to get a nice little hip lean forward. Placing your hands on the blocks. Just relaxing those hips forward. Keep them square. Keep your shoulders down. And just gently relax the hips forward to release them. And then you'll shift your weight back into a back split. So you want to keep your hips square. And then you're going to let yourself come into a front split as you just gently press the hips forward. So as you pull back, really initiate by pulling the abdominals away from your thighs and elongating your spine. Shift forward, keeping that belly away from the thighs, keeping that spine long. Do that one more time. Pull back, maybe flex the foot a little bit to get a deeper stretch in the hamstring. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. And you'll shift forward. Hands don't move at all through that sequence. Drop your right block down so that it's square on the mat. Full hand onto that block as you twist open. Keep allowing the hips to release forward as you open into that twist. And then take your left block right underneath your left hip and sit bone. Take the other block underneath your forehead, and you're going to rest in this pigeon pose, really releasing the hips, releasing the upper body, and trying to square your hips towards the floor. Back leg is long and lengthened, and you're just releasing into this. Let's open your chest, walk yourself up into a kind of an extension here to feel a deeper stretch. Release out of it as you reach your leg back behind you, and we're going to try that whole series again on the other side. So blocks on their sides. You're going to find your front split and then come up into sort of a side bend here. And then release it forward into that front split again. You can change your blocks so they're a little higher up. It helps keep your hands engaged on the block. So you have a nice long spine here. Connect the hands into that block and feel your shoulders stabilize as you shift back into that back split, keeping the abs away from that thigh. Your hands do not move. This all originates and initiates from the core. So as you shift forward, it comes from the core, the shoulders stay down, belly in. Again, shift it back. That connection in the hands and shoulders as you shift the hips back. And then forward with a nice long spine. You'll do that one more time. Scoop, pull back, flex that front foot. Hips are square. Really feel the shoulders and ears pull away from one another. Drop that left block so it becomes flat, so you can twist into this pose with a nice long spine. The hips remain forward. You can look up at that top hand for a deeper stretch if you want. Come back to center and take that right block underneath your right hip. Take that heel right underneath your left hip and then square off as you rest your head on the block. You can play with this. Find what works for you. Keep that back leg long. You're just releasing into that right hip. Key is to let go of that upper body so you can really release your hips. Nice deep breaths. No shallow breathing here. When you're ready, you're going to walk yourself up into an extension, opening the chest. Long spine here. And then reach that leg back in opposition. So you're going to take your blocks here and you're going to rest them underneath your back. So you're going to lie back over these blocks. Now it's really important to really find a block position that works for you. So I start out here and it's a little too much. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to shift my block setting. So just support your neck and you can fold the blocks, find it, whatever works for you. So I find with the front block flat and the other block up, I can find a good extension here. So keep playing with it. Take your hands behind your head and we're going to come in little flexions up. So inhale as you reach back over the blocks. On your exhale, you just pull the ribs towards the hips, keeping your spine long. So it's not really a flexion and compression. as you lift up, you still have that element of a reach out of your head. Your legs are long, and you're anchoring the belly into the spine. Inhale, stretch open. Exhale to stretch up. And then we're going to come all the way up and stretch towards your toes to release it. Roll yourself up to a straight back. You're going to take one block and rest it under one hip, and then find your mermaid legs. Square your hips to me, and we're going to do some side bending. So you're going to inhale over as you reach out of your spine, really reach it long, drop your elbow to the floor, and feel your opposite hip pull away from you. We'll come up, grab your shin, and flex over the other way. The key is not to compress your spine, is to keep reaching the ribs away from the hips, the shoulders out of your ears. And then rotate your chest here just for a little release. You'll twist towards that leg that's bent in front of you. Come up onto your fingertips and really square your shoulders in that twist. Your hips remain square to me. And just breathe in this twist. Take it gentle. Don't over twist it. And try to get as tall as you can. Keep pulling the shoulders away from your ears. And then let's change sides. So take your block underneath the other hip. Mermaid your legs towards me. And square everything off. Inhale. You're going to go over as you drop your bottom elbow and reach out of your head. Trying to pull your bicep towards your ear, you'll take it the other way. And one more time. Pulling the ribs away from the hips as the hips pull away from the ribs. Take it over on this side and then add a little rotation towards your leg. Come up and then turn the other way. So you want to try to adjust your fingertips so your shoulders square towards the side, trying to keep your hips square to me. And they might roll a little bit, that's fine. Keep reaching out of your spine, out of your head, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in this twist. The stretch really comes from your inhales. You'll feel that internal stretch. And then come to center and place both blocks underneath your sitting bones. Crisscross applesauce, nice and tall, and just flex your spine back. Come up and open the chest forward. And then center yourself. Good. We're now going to go up to a standing position. So you're going to place your block underneath your left foot. You're going to square your hips and just give me 8 little leg lifts. If you want to pause that video to set yourself up, you can, and then join me on 8 leg lifts. Trying not to crunch the hip to the rib. Really keep your hips pulling down. And then you're going to add a little tilt as you lift the leg 8 times. Tilt and lift like you're in between 2 panes of glass. Nice and square, not allowing that chest to come forward. Almost feel as if your tail is tucking through your thighs. And then we're going to tilt forward as you lift the leg back behind you. Again, trying to keep the hips and shoulders square as you lift that leg. You have 8 of them. Keep a soft bottom knee. On your 8th one, you're going to hold it up. So you're going to tilt and hold up. And then that back leg is going to pulse 8 times. Right into the seat muscle. And then that bottom leg is going to bend and lengthen 8 times. Make sure that back leg stays lifted and you stay in the heel of that bottom leg. And then you're going to pull the back leg through and balance. Try to let go of whatever you're holding on to. And just breathe deep breaths here as you hold that knee up as high as you can without tucking the pelvis. And then we're going to do little knee lifts, parallel, and then rotate it open. Up center, rotate up. It's a nice little hip rotation here for you. Just sort of a reset, helps let go of the hips. Okay, we're going to change sides here. I probably should have looked the other way, but I didn't want to show my booty the whole time, so my form is not really totally straight, but you catch my drift. Just 8 little leg lifts here. Trying to stay tall, soft, supporting leg, weight towards your heel. Trying not to tilt the pelvis as you lift the leg. And now you're going to add a little torso tilt. Try to keep the tailbone reaching towards the floor so your hips stay open. When you've gone to 8, you're then going to tilt it back. Trying to keep your hips square, shoulders square, spine long. As you lift, every time you lift, try to grab that seat. And then on the 8th one, keep that seat grabbed and just pulse into it. Your leg is nice and long behind you. And then you're going to bend and straighten that bottom leg. The hips reach back as you bend. The back leg stays lifted. And you can reach that front arm in front of you if you'd like. Swing the leg through to balance. Let go of whatever surface you're holding onto if you want. Just hold and breathe. Nice long spine. And then we're going to add those little hip rotations. Up front, up side. Up front, up side. Try not to collapse in the hips. Stay long in the spine. And then release it. Go ahead, grab your other block, place them together, and then you're going to stand on the blocks for some calf raises. So here I just have to adjust a little bit. So let your heels sort of connect off the blocks, and you're just going to lift and lower without locking the knees, without changing the pelvis. So just think down, up. Try not to lean forward. And use your core every time you lift up. After you've done 8, come up onto the blocks with your full foot and then roll down. As you roll down, I want you to think about rolling forward so your hips don't sink back. And then just really let go of the head, neck, and shoulders. Let the weight of your head pull you down towards the floor. Maybe grab the backs of your legs a little bit to get an extra stretch. And let go of every little bit of tension. Bend your knees. And as you start to roll up, really pull the belly into the spine. Push the tailbone to the floor. Activate your hamstrings. Roll up, send your arms up towards the sky. Clasp your hands and pull center chest on your exhale. Good job today. Really nice work. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm here every week. Nice work.